Got it.
There you go. You got it. All right, here we go. Late night. On that late night kick, we got CJ Squared. I'm JB, the champ. That's right. I said it.
Champ.
I'm gonna keep saying it until I get knocked off that pedestal.
Oh, you gonna get knocked off, JB. You gonna get knocked off.
On that, you gotta watch. You gotta be careful because I might mess around and win his baseball, and then you be really be like
that can't happen.
When I saw Brian, I said, "Yeah, Brian, you talking on that trash? Who won that basketball championship?" Brian was like, "Man," he told you, he said, "Man, we can't let JB win, man. Please, somebody beat him."
Someone needs to beat that dude.
He said, "Please, somebody beat JB. Don't let him win this championship." Well, Brian, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
It was really good seeing you, Brian. If y'all don't know, I went to Comic-Con over the weekend and saw my man Brian. Got him and his boys signed a couple of comic books. I've seen some amazing cosplay, seen some suspect ones too. I've seen this one person, and I guess part of the cosplay was having a big set of balls. I was like, that a good look. Like, that's not a good look. I saw one of the sickest cosplays ever, and it wasn't even a daggone like superhero or comic. It was Spike Lee from Do the Right Thing. There was a dude that had the Spike Lee Do the Right Thing cosplay going on. He had the pizza shirt. He had the Bo Jacksons on, the socks. He had the pizza box, the haircut, the whole nine.
What shoes did he have on?
He had on I think it was the Bo Jackson, like the orange with the strap in the front.
You said did he have the biker shorts on with? Oh my!
He had no biker shorts on. No.
Did you take a picture of this?
Nah, I didn't get a picture of him. Unfortunately,
my
phone was charged. My phone was charged at the time, man. I didn't forget to bring my charger, and yeah, it was a long morning because we went to eat. Went to eat at this little place down in Georgetown, and had to go across town, and I forgot to bring my charger. My phone was on low. I had to borrow Brian's boy, his other partner from the comics. Black Cotton. Shout out Black Cotton. Shout out Black Cotton. And so you know what I'm saying? I'm off on a tangent. I'm doing a lot tonight. Talking about all kind of stuff besides what we're supposed to be talking about. But anyway, yes, I am JB the champ. Okay, this is Joey. That's Chris. And we talking sports and other crap, other stuff. CJ Squared, sports and stuff. Don't forget that episode 55.
55.
Right? We talking about sports tonight, but hey, don't forget.
Double nickel,
man. The double nickel in the garden.
Double nickel episode.
Double nickel, big night.
Who scored? Hey, Joey, who scored the final bucket in the double nickel game?
William Winnington.
Oh, that's right. Bill Winnington with the dunk from the pass from MJ. Yep.
Straight from MJ.
The double nickel. But hey, right now, if you're not watching sports, man, this is the golden age of entertainment and TV. You got The Boys. We talk about The Boys are out right now. I mean, you got Kenobi out right now. You got Miss Marvel out right now. You got some other shows that are on that are pretty good. Some movies that are out. That Thor trailer, that Thor's gonna be popping. If you haven't seen Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, check that out at some point. But anyway, a lot of stuff going on. But in sports, you know what's going on right now. We got the NBA Finals, and it seems like the Golden State Warriors could be on the brink, and we could be seeing the start of a new dynasty. Could we? I mean, because the East is still loaded. You still got KD in the East and Giannis. So those guys played this year and with hurt teams. So I ain't ready to call the Celtics a dynasty yet, even though everybody's ready to crown Luka and Jason Tatum as the future of the NBA. But after watching Game 3, Joey, Chris, do the Warriors have enough to bring home the trophy this year? Joey, I'll start with you.
Chris and JB, as JB said a few weeks ago, and as Rudy T famously said in 1995 in June, never underestimate the heart of a champion. Yes, the Warriors still have what it takes to win an NBA championship. However, it does ride on. Of course, we saw in the fourth quarter, Steph was shaking up. I don't know exactly what it was that was shaking up. Was it his ankle? Was it his knee? I'm not exactly sure. It does go on Steph's health, and it just goes on the ability to play better overall team defense. They were not very good at all. They have not been good in the two losses. And Brown and Tatum are both problems. And the thing that really worries me about Brown and Tatum is that they know that they are big problems, and they know that it doesn't seem to be anyone out of the players that are on the court for Golden State. No one can stop them. Nobody can stop them. And the other guys are hitting some big time shots and some big time moments. And Boston's defense continues to carry them through. They are putting shackles on. Golden State is not shooting very well.
Shackles on my feet.
Take off those shackles.
Shackles on my
feet.
That song just shackles on my feet.
I do remember that song.
It's an old school song right there.
Yes, it is old school.
Young pup when that came out.
Golden State is definitely shook right now. They definitely are. They need to get themselves together. They need a little bit more. They need more contributions from some other people. It also concerns me that when Golden State goes small, Boston dominates them. Boston's big man, the Time Lord, is when he's out there, Boston's defense seems to just be better. And Golden State knows they love going small, but that doesn't seem to be bothering Boston too much. Horford and Time Lord, offensive rebounds, second shot, third shot opportunities when Golden State goes
killing them last night on the offensive rebounds in the first half.
Golden State is in trouble. Golden State is in trouble, but they are champions. So I still think they can win.
Okay, Chris.
Nah, I think they're done. I think that
their goose is cooked.
Yeah, I think just watching unless they can come up with something to negate when Boston is playing that big, to me, it's just too much of a problem. And Boston is so good defensively that it doesn't force, a lot of times when it's a battle of maybe if a team wants to go small, and they will decide to go big, they're going to make them pay on one end. I don't think that Boston really cares what they want to do. They're not making them pay. Boston is making them pay when they go big.
Yeah.
Now you would think when Golden State was at their best, their death lineup, remember that they always said? Yeah. That lineup, when they went to that lineup, that was a small lineup, and they destroyed teams with that lineup.
Yeah.
It was back in the day when they first started, it was Clay, Steph, it was
Draymond, Iguodala,
Harrison Barnes, Iguodala, and Draymond.
Yeah, right now, Boston says if you want to play a small lineup, hey, by all means, because basically they're not worried about what they're trying to do. Basically, Boston is just playing their game and then saying, you figure out how to stop us now. And so I don't necessarily know what they can do. Looney rebounded well in the last series against Dallas, but it's way different when you got Robert
Time Lord and Al Horford.
Yeah, and Tatum and Brown. If Brown comes out as aggressive as he was last night in the first half, he was by far the best. He just doesn't. Tatum hasn't even shot the ball, so we haven't even seen the best of Tatum. But the fact is like they were saying last night, is Tatum was still aggressive going to the hoop, and there's just so many mismatches on their end. And like they said last night, White plays Curry really tough. He makes him work for everything.
Yeah.
So to me, it's just Curry's going to get his. it's not even that those guys of their Wiggins and Curry and Thompson are even playing that bad. Those three are still playing pretty well. If you look at it, I mean, they're making their runs. Boston just seemed like they took their hits. They knew they were going to make a run, and then they said, all right, well, now it's our turn. I don't see how Golden State, what they're going to do unless Draymond or someone else just completely comes out and just dominates, which that's not really him anymore. But I just don't see what they do. Looney has to play a big game. Like all these guys, because Wiggins is still playing well. Curry's playing well.
Last game, though, man. The last game, when I watched the beginning of the game, Wiggins was the reason why they got in the hole. When they went small, they had bigs on him. He was missing wide open threes, getting to the paint, missing layups.
I guess what I'm saying is it's not like he's going out just completely killing him. In my opinion, he's not elevating his game like he did against Dallas. But I don't necessarily know if he has that in him to just take over games. I think everyone's got to play their part. And I just think that they're just running into a team that's just a mismatch for him. We called that early on that it would be a game of styles, and what was Golden State going to do if they wanted to go big? They would have to make them pay. And I think with Tatum and White and Smart, they're so good on the defensive side with Brown and all those guys are so good defensively that if they say you go small, you're not going to be able to stop us. We'll be able to stop you, basically. Right. So I just see that I don't see how unless Steve Kerr comes up with something crazy, and I see that I could see them winning other games because they shoot. So, they have Curry and Clay who can get hot and pull. Those three can get hot and just be on fire and just win games off of that. But
if they're gonna win Game 4 in Boston, Andrew Wiggins gotta make some shots, because when you think about that lineup, if you got Wiggins and you got Horford on Wiggins or Timeout on Wiggins, if that guy, if he ain't banging jump shots and dragging them from the basket, they just clogging the lane up.
Right. Yeah.
So is Golden State in trouble? I agree with both of y'all. I mean, Golden State can come back. We have watched these series, especially in Boston series, right? Boston has looked dominant one game and then lose. Like, it gets Milwaukee and Miami, right? We thought Miami was done Game 6 in Boston.
Right.
What does Jimmy Butler come out and do? Drop 47, have a great game. They lose a close one in Game 7 in Miami. The Golden State Warriors only have to win one of these games, right, in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They got 2 more chances, basically. Right? Either got tonight, go home. Maybe they probably gonna win at home. Maybe not. Boston may close by the 5. You never know, especially if Steph is hurt. But they get one and they get Game 7 in San Francisco. I definitely got to favor them winning there. But they got to get one soon. I mean, they got to get one. I mean, soon. Of course, only 2 more games, but they got to get one. They'll get one. They're gonna get one coming out, getting in the hole by 15 and 20 points. They need to be playing from the lead, not from behind. They want to win.
Right.
Basically.
May I point out that it just seems like Boston is plus 14 in the assists category. Tatum is seeing the floor better than everybody.
Oh yeah, he keeps doing that drive to the.
It's the defense it's the defense that Golden State is playing, right? They Golden, and plus Boston had. Remember we talked about earlier how we talked about Milwaukee and Boston. Milwaukee is a better help team defense. Milwaukee and Boston is a better on the ball defensive team, right?
Yeah.
So they matched up good against Golden State.
Yes, they
Golden State's defense is predicated on Draymond or predicated on them rotating, and rotations have been terrible.
Yes, it has. I mean, Boston seems to, and the rotation that Boston has is better, and the ball seems to be moving more. If there's more fluid in their ball,
they are getting easy. But you know, but the biggest thing, Joey, I can tell you that you mentioned it last game. What killed Golden State to start was every time Boston took a long shot, they were getting every rebound.
Yes,
they were getting every 50-50 ball.
Right.
So you can't win in another team's floor that plays good defense and has good players if like Boston has, if you're going to give them second and third and fourth attempts and also not get loose balls.
Correct.
Because that was killing them.
Yes.
Well, it's crazy because Golden State has always been a team who's known what? That's their main thing, is that they've been always a great defensive team as a team, and they've always move the ball better than everybody else.
Absolutely.
Boston's beating them at their own game.
Yes,
Boston
they are.
Moving the ball better.
I'm telling you, from what I see, Golden State, they are getting the shots that they normally get, but guys aren't making them.
Yeah.
I mean, guys aren't. I mean,
how
they came back.
How many times last night was Clay shooting contested jumpers?
Yes.
Right, Dad? He was looking. Yes. He was end of shot clock type of contested jumpers. And where his body wasn't even Van Gundy was like, oh, because they were like, oh, his shot clock or his release is quick. Yeah, but if he's not even, he was completely off balance just getting it up.
Yes, he was. That's not Clay's game.
No, I mean, and now that Clay is maybe a little more limited to, they're gonna they're not gonna obviously let him shoot all the time, but they would love to still have him at late shot clock shots. You know what I mean? You'll take that all day.
The rule changes and how the refs call the game right now are definitely benefiting the Celtics. Right? It's benefiting the Celtics. They out there. It's tough, man. Consistency still to me is questionable because you don't call when somebody gets hammered, but call a tic-tac foul. That's the dumbest thing I've seen.
Joey, watch your mouth about the refs.
I mean, it's honest, man. You know, the consistency.
Well, and hey, they'll be going back to home soon, so see if they can get some home cooking there.
They better off going back home 2-2 than going back home.
3-1. That's a pretty deep hole.
Yeah.
I think they'll get one more.
Done. I mean, it's definitely possible. Remember the old format used to be 2-3-2.
Oh, I hated that.
You know, 2-3-2. I remember I think the last time I saw that was when the Boston was playing the Lakers and Boston went up. I believe they were up 3-1 and had a chance to close them out in Boston, game 5. And then they ended up losing. And then LA took 2 in LA. Right? They had that's game 7 when Kobe had like 20 rebounds or something, but it was like 5 for 100 on the field. Right. You remember that? You remember that one? I mean, he didn't shoot the ball well at all.
Kobe is notorious for shooting the ball poorly in the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
Poorly.
Yeah. So that was that. You know. So yeah. Should be a good game tomorrow night. Golden State. The first key for them is they can't come out and get in a hole like they did last night. Both games they lost, they came out and got in big holes trying to fight their way back. Games they won, what they do? They were, running. They had the lead on them and was keeping that lead. So we'll see. All right, and talking about Golden State and talking about their role players, Skip and Shannon. What's that show called?
Undisputed,
where they be going back and forth. You see pictures of Skip every day rocking a new pair of Jordans and
Fridays especially.
Talking about how much he loved LeBron. He tweet about LeBron about everything. All right. Well, they said that Draymond Green is now way more bark than bite. Do you agree? Do you agree, Chris, that he is way more bark than bite?
Completely. I've never been a Draymond Green guy, but at least I saw the value. Now at this point, I mean, he is Mr. Single, triple single. I mean, it is just he at this point, like last night, he was doing nothing but just yapping the whole time. And I mean, every time you see him, he was talking to the refs all the time. I mean, he was just he shot poorly. What did he shoot in game one? That was when we were doing it last time, remember? Because I had the bet going. And he was like 2 of 10 or something.
Yeah.
Right. And then game two, I saw he shot 3 shots from 3 field goals that game in game two when they won. And then let me see his stat line in game two. That was game three.
I got it pulled up. Draymond Green in game two.
Better game two.
2 for 3 and 5 from 7 for the free throw line. So he had 9.7 rebounds. I'm sorry, 9.7 assists, 5 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block, 1 turnover.
Yeah, I mean, that's not what you expect from your big three. Is just like when you're talking about Boston's big three, we saw what they did last night when they did like an all-time where each guy had 25, 5, and 5. Mm-hmm. Like that's a big three right there. If your guy's not even breaking double digits yet in 3 games, you cannot call that guy a big three. Because at least with Rodman dominated on the boards. Like guys are comparing him.
Rodman needed 20 boards at least.
He would dominate. Like there's no way as good as big as Robert Williams is, we never saw, because everyone was bigger than Rodman, right? That he was
everybody.
He would never be the excuse that he was just couldn't get rebounds, right? There's no way. Draymond Green's just not a great rebounder, which is fine, but then where else are you doing it? And the biggest thing is Joey says, like, well, he's a great facilitator. I mean, basically at this point, he just looks like he's just throwing it off because nobody cares if he shoots the ball at this point.
Yeah.
So
last night he had 2, 4, and 3 in 1 block.
There is no way you say that guy is anywhere close to an all-pro level player. I mean, and we're talking about, are they going to be, if that guy plays like this, they might be done in 5 games.
I'll tell you what, we definitely should have mentioned that in the 2 games that Boston has won, they have completely dominated the fourth quarter. Oh. I mean, not just won, but dominated. Like they dominated game 1's fourth quarter when they were down 12. They dominated they held Golden State to 11 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I was seeing that, showing that to Joey earlier. Like that's ridiculous. Because I thought that game last night was going to go way over. It actually ended up being close because they only had 11 points.
Right.
I mean, to me, I just think that if you're going to talk as much as Draymond does, I don't mind. He's annoying, but at least a couple years ago, he was almost their X factor every game, right? Yeah. We saw a Draymond who completely turned the series around, and everyone always says if he didn't make the dumb foul where he gets kicked out and misses the game, that maybe they end up going to win that game. Now, if they lose Draymond Green, that's just like, I mean, at this point, I mean, he's just a completely a role player. But if you just took everyone's name off and just showed somebody who had never watched basketball again and said, who's your Hall of Famers out there? He'd be so far down your list of guys. But they would be like, man, that dude is an annoying yapper, I'll tell you that. Mm-hmm. The one thing he's dominating is he's getting headlines for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
So to me, he's just a guy who's just
he's a guy now, huh? He's just a guy
who hasn't been good really in the last couple of years, but this was where he shined is like against, you know what I mean? And he's just now just a nuisance really out there. Mm-hmm. So
Joey.
Chris and JB. Draymond is probably way more bark than bite, but he is still someone that is needed. His presence in that locker room is needed. His presence on the floor is needed. He is still the 3rd most important player on that team. And yes, his numbers are definitely down. His numbers as far as the overall playoffs, as far as the NBA Finals go, they are all down. However, just because he's not scoring like he once did, because he's not necessarily rebounding like he once did. His assist numbers are sort of the same, but all the other things that are extremely important that no one ever talks about, they still need him to do that for them. As Chris said, facilitating the offense, he does play a pretty large part in that. Something that is very underrated. Dribble handoffs when the Golden State is constantly moving. Draymond Green is great at dribble handoffs. Draymond Green is great at the hockey assist in the NBA, the extra pass to get a wide open shot, even though that's something, as Chris said, I haven't seen Clay with a wide open jump shot in a long time. Draymond is great at making that pass that's going to get to that extra pass. Screen assists, he might be the best in the entire league when it comes to setting a screen for either Clay or Steph to open him up for coming off of that screen, dribbling, pulling up. He might be the best in the league when it comes to, he might be one of the best ever when it comes to a screen assist that somebody takes. Hedging picks, he's great at it. He's the only one on Golden State's defense that can guard every single position. He is absolutely needed. The only person that can guard 1 through 5. And I mean, as far as the intensity that he brings, if he is not on the floor, I have a feeling Golden State just may be dead. So they need him. Yes, he is a nuisance and he irritates people, and that's one of the other reasons why he is absolutely needed. He is the reason why you don't necessarily call Golden State soft. He is the reason why. He is absolutely needed. His numbers are down across the board, but he is still needed. He is still very.
So basically, Draymond Green is a goon.
A pretty good one, yes.
He's a pretty good goon.
Yes.
Okay.
He is.
Right. Yeah, and that right there, I'm gonna leave it at that. That is going to segue us into our NHL playoff discussion, because in hockey you gotta have your goons. Back in the day, you had to have a hockey goon.
Old goons.
The old goon.
The old goon. Well,
NHL playoffs. Let's break it down for y'all. A couple of weeks ago, CJ Square came in here and we said, Chris proposed a question. He said, who you got for the NHL championship? Chris said the Avalanche. My mans, Joey said the Ranger. Yes, he's my mans. And of course, I chose the Lightning. And guess what? Here we are with 3 teams left. And guess what teams they are?
Oh,
yeah.
Tip
your hat, fellas. Tip your hat. Even though tonight Joey's team suffered a devastating home loss.
It's devastating.
Especially 2 goals in a minute and a half to end the game.
I know the guys said they have an impossible task to go to Tampa and get game 6. So
you would sort of think it was an impossible task for Tampa. The Rangers have been rolling at Madison Square Garden. They won their last 8. You would have figured, they got this. They've been protecting home ice. This was a devastating loss.
Joey, and to quote me and quote you from earlier, and to quote you from earlier than that, never doubt the heart.
Never underestimate.
Never.
Hey, I'm just
my man Chris sitting there pretty. His team is sitting back waiting.
Just waiting. You get out.
Put your feet up, Chris.
Yeah, you guys beat yourself up.
Sounds like our basketball run-ins all the time.
I mean, the thing is with the Colorado is they're going to try to outscore you, where the other two they've got way better goalies. Vasilevsky is probably one of the best in the last, and the other dude, Shesterkin or whatever, he's been dominant also. So
yes.
Either way, it should be a good final, because it's going to be one of those where it's offense versus defense. So we'll see. But it's interesting that we all got actually all three of them right. I kept telling Joey, just bet on the Rangers and then hedge out. You'll have, but Joey, you got to actually put some sort of money on that to do. you got to at least put like $5 to
you got to do what?
$5.
Game 6 is going to be on ESPN this Saturday, 8:00.
That'll be sweet though. I mean, for me, I'm hoping it goes to a game 7 just so Colorado can rest up. And
y'all notice the uptake in hockey on regular channels?
There has been, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, like this year, you get hockey on TBS, TNT, ESPN. Before you had to watch hockey on like Moon or whatever it was.
It was odd.
It would be on NHL Network occasionally.
Yes.
Yeah, then it never was on like a regular channel.
No, and maybe NBCSN I think had it.
Yeah. They'll show the regular channel will show the games when they play out in the snow. Yeah. They'll show those games.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, it's good. I mean, because hockey though is a game where the superstars they have to be, and you're finally starting to get back into, because for a little bit it was like the Ovechkin and Crosby kind, and now you're getting into these newer guys like McKinnon and the guy McDavid that's on the Oilers, or Matthews that's on Toronto. So I mean, once they become kind of those household names, hockey is better when they have real superstars. You know what I mean?
Well, any league is better when you got real superstars.
Well, and that's like with baseball. Is baseball struggling because they haven't been able to push their guys. Most of the people, if I would say majority of Americans, if Mike Trout came into their work, they wouldn't have a clue who he is. You know what I mean? Which is ridiculous because he's an all.
I wouldn't.
Yeah. So
I would. I watch enough sports to know that if I saw a jack dude come in, that's Mike Trout.
Well, that's somebody for sure. But I mean, that's a shame because Mike Trout is the equivalent of like at least a Steph or Kevin Durant in that realm of players, all-time greats. And this is a guy who, and like you said, you're a sports fan and you still would be like, I think that's Mike Trout. You know what I mean?
Shame on you, baseball. Shame on you.
Baseball.
How does baseball push their players? I mean, like, what are they going to like? For example, basketball, you got a whole basketball shoe culture, right? Basketball is and baseball is an international game too. But basketball, you got all these. I don't know. It's just different. And baseball could do the same thing. They could push those players and. I don't know.
First off, I think baseball season from a true fan it's almost too long. You know what I mean? Like people are going to say, well, like even us who are baseball fans, we've said fantasy, you don't even have to check your fantasy till after the All-Star break. You know what I mean? Like all these other sports it's on during summer, which is good because there's nothing else on. But at the same time, everybody's doing something else. And it's so long that it's like, I think football is, you look at it because everyone always says, well, football has so much more action, but you actually break it down when they do the math. Football doesn't really have that much action in the game if you actually break down the math of how long they're playing for. Basketball and hockey have way more action.
Exactly.
Basketball.
Because those guys are going pretty much the whole time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think football, the fact that it's only 16 games or 17, that they're playing is huge because every game matters. Baseball,
every game, definitely.
You'll play 162 games, and it still comes down to like
one weekend wild card.
So it's like, to me, a lot of people are like, you know what? I'll just wait it out and then watch in October.
That's right.
Yes, sounds like I used to be.
Yeah, because October baseball,
I'm like, October the breaks.
October baseball is really good.
Yes,
It's on during the day. It comes on. It's off when you're at. It's really good.
Every pitch.
People can sit there and say, you know what? All I got to do is kind of know what's going on.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, unless somebody like a Bonds or like say Judge this year hits 50-something home runs, people will start paying attention if he's getting close to 60.
Like when,
You know,
like when you had McGuire and Sosa battling
Yeah,
out, everybody watching
Oh,
baseball
everybody,
that
all
summer.
day. That's must watch because there's a reason.
Yeah,
But,
you were watching at least watching ESPN for the highlights every day.
and then now this year they went away. They took away that ball because remember the ball was given too many home runs. They said, but I mean, what do they say? Chicks love the long ball. Like you come on, you gotta give the fans what they want.
Dude, if you watched that Yankees game tonight, you saw the long ball because they had like 9 or 10 home runs that game. They came back to win that game too.
Yes, they did.
Freaking Twins blew it for me. I took the Twins tonight, so
that's what a myth.
All right, so we'll get into another sport that's trying to figure out what to do, and we'll talk about some golf here. Big news in golf. Dustin Johnson and a bunch of other guys leave the PGA for the new LIV league. First off, JB, we'll go to JB. What is your take?
Man, like I said, when you guys first sent that to me that Dustin Johnson was going, and I started reading up on it, it's for money. I mean, they getting paid up front what it take them 2 or 3 years to make on the PGA tour. Maybe more because because you got to actually win to get that big money.
Right.
They getting signed to $100 million deals just to play on the tour, not actually win.
Yeah,
just to show up and play. So I mean, it's a money thing. And like I said earlier, for some, money trumps all. Like it's like any moral ideas or stance people have. A lot of times, money seems when they start waving that money in your face. You know what I'm saying? I'm boring Chrissy over there yawning when I'm talking.
Sorry.
And Joey over there look dazed. He's like,
I'm ready.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's a money grab. Maybe it will be something that people watch because you guys were talking about earlier. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I ain't watching golf. All right. I even when Tiger Woods playing, I'm not turning my TV on no day of any year. Ain't gonna sit there. I may watch a couple of shots and watch, just to catch it. Especially since I've been doing this with you guys, because since I've been dealing with you guys on this show, I have opened my eyes to watch more sporting events, to see what's going on, to get a better understanding, to be up on stuff and not be like, what are we talking about? So I've seen, like, remember last year, Joey, when we first did our first golf thing, I live streamed it to you. Remember that?
Yeah.
I live streamed that to you to test it out to see what was working. Right. So yeah, I'm watching a little bit more golf, but not to be watching it like that. So a new, even think about it. The NFL, we love the NFL. The USFL, or whoever's been playing this summer, do y'all know what's going on in that league?
A little bit.
Not much.
A little bit. Do you really know what's going on? Do you really know who the top player is?
I know who the top team is. I don't know who the top player is.
You get top team, I can do that on I can look at that on stats, right? I can just put up on ESPN.
Right.
I'll have it on. I think I had it on a couple weeks ago, maybe because whatever I had turned on, it was just on, and then I watched a little bit. And I don't and even watching it, you don't really, it's not like you're like, oh, this is horrible football. It's just when you just know these aren't the top guys. So I think that takes
there's a better product that you can actually spend your time on.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me just watch this, right? So yeah. And then it's gonna be a new XFL. So they just, like you're gonna have the NFL, the USFL, and the XFL. That's the one that The Rock is sponsoring. I think he owns or is a part of. I don't know. So this right here, it sounds like that kind of deal. So that's how I feel about it. I mean,
like you said,
right? They even have it. I think they have a tournament in Oregon soon.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, it's all about money because these people are not worrying about the Saudis and their crimes against humanity, anything else they are doing, and how they treat women. They don't care. It's a money grab.
Well, Mickelson needs to pay his gambling debts back up, so he
True.
to
how much does he owe? How much did he owe?
I don't know, wasn't it something like 40 million or something crazy that was like that he
I mean, how much did he get paid? He got paid what, 200 or 100 million up front?
It's something like that.
But
I need this money.
You notice he was like that.
If I owe 40 million, yep, that sign me up.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So Joey, what's your take?
Well, I mean, it's hard not to go. I mean, I'm going to piggyback JB on this, Chris. I mean, what I read, Dustin Johnson has been on the tour for about 14 years. He's won $75 million in the 14 years that he's been on the tour. And now they just signed him to, was it $150 million?
Yeah. So he's doubling his money in how many years?
He doubled his money without even swinging the golf club.
Correct. Phil Mickelson has been on the tour for more than 25 years. He's made just under $100 million.
And these are big dogs.
Phil Mickelson is arguably,
outside of Tiger Woods, he's probably the
second most popular golfer. Yes, and he doubled his salary. Also,
right? Yeah,
he doubled it. Now, you do wonder. I mean, someone like Dustin Johnson, who JB said I had a hot take on him that has yet to hit. Maybe there's a new hot take that I'm going to have coming with these LIV tournaments.
Oh yeah.
Maybe there's something else coming. But Chris said it earlier too. Dustin Johnson was saying that with this, they're going to be doing things a little bit different. I think one of the other things Dustin Johnson mentioned is that there are no cuts that they're going to have.
Yeah, no cuts.
They're just going to keep on playing. So Dustin Johnson, I think some of the others are excited about the new format that the LIV is going to offer. But in the end, this is also a Saudi-backed company. This company does provide a lot of the funding for the Saudi Arabian government. This company they are loaded. I think they said they're worth about $700 billion.
Yeah, this is nothing for them.
They are loaded. And this may be a case for the Saudis, for this government to sort of take the spotlight off of what the Saudi government has been doing over the last few years. I still remember from Chris, you and I, when we were in middle school. Well, no, when I was in middle school, Chris, you were in fourth grade. That's when Desert Storm started. And I remember the whole time, when I was young and dumb, knew nothing about what was happening. We were living in Germany. We were like, oh, we have to go protect the Saudi Arabian government, and we have to go protect we have to go protect Kuwait from this crazy man in Iraq who's trying to take everybody over. And then we fast forward, the most ruthless attack that we've ever seen on our soil was carried out by mainly Saudis. So this is something that may be going on that's trying to just remove the spotlight from what the Saudi government has been doing over the last few decades, to be like, hey, we're also nice and we have a lot of money and we want to spend it on everybody. So stop thinking that we're so mean to our women and we murder individuals that have freedom, that want to practice their freedom of press. We're just take this $150 million and just be quiet. Come play golf. Everyone loves golf. That's what this is also. And you can say, who are we? I mean, all the issues that we got going on in our country. Who are we to be like, hey, the Saudis, how dare you play ball?
No, Joey. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt.
Absolutely.
You are absolutely right about that. That's one thing that we cannot do to anybody anymore.
Absolutely.
Or ever, really. We shouldn't. We never could have, really. You think about the history,
Ever.
but I ain't going there.
We're not going to go to that stuff.
Yeah, but never. Yeah, you're right. You're right about that, Joey. You're right. I actually look past that, but now that I think about it, you are absolutely right. Who are we?
Absolutely.
To say they're wrong.
How dare you treat your women? We're about to take away women's rights in this country. We're about to have states take away women's rights in this country. Who are we? Anyway. Who are we?
Go ahead, Chris. What you think about it?
Well, I mean, I think from a political standpoint, I think you're spot on, and I think that the thing is that they know everybody's got a price, right? I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Is
$1 million man, Chris? $1 million man said that.
So I mean, oh yeah,
everyone's got a price.
Teddy DiBiase. I was a little Teddy DiBiase. He got his own. He made his own belt.
I mean, if these guys can look beyond all of the kind of the political, they're going to say, well, hey, I'm just here to play golf. You know what I mean? I mean, even as great as Michael Jordan was, what did he say one time about, well, they all wear Nikes also.
He said Republicans wear Jordan sneakers too.
I mean, in the end, these guys are businessmen that are just, and you know what I mean? They're trying to make money. So from a golf standpoint, I mean, the difference is with the XFL and the USFL and the NFL and the PGA is that they're getting some of the best golfers. You know what I mean? That's like if Mahomes and some of these other guys were playing in the XFL, eyeballs would be going on that league. You know what I mean? If Josh Allen and Mahomes and Devontae Adams, they all went to the XFL, guaranteed people are going to be watching that. Right. So
to sign them to massive contracts.
Yeah. But I mean, I get why they're having to do it, because if they just all of a sudden get a league like the XFL and they just have these other no-name guys on there that are pretty good golfers but aren't known to us, we're not going to watch it really. You know what I mean? It'd just be like all the other, all the other leagues that are out there. So they had to make a big splash with these guys and offer them money in order to try to compete. So to me, as a fan who likes the Ryder Cup format and the team format, I'm actually interested because I like that style of golf. I like that style of format, and I want to see how it plays out, because I think that one thing golf is lacking at times is that kind of that team aspect of, because you saw even like say in swimming in the Olympics, it's good when they get into the individual stuff, but when USA is fighting for a relay and how pumped up those guys get, it's on a whole other level. Or even like in the sprinters, you know what I'm saying? Like when they're doing a relay, it's completely different vibe than when they're just doing their individual meets. So for me, I like that kind of style. So I'll probably check it out. Right. But I do think that the PGA, like the majors, are still going to be what's playing. So until they have that, they're not going to pass the PGA.
Right.
But I still think it's a good alternative on a weekend that, if you're just sitting around and you watch golf, you might flip that on instead of the PGA, because there are big names, Dustin Johnson, Nicholson, and they needed those big names in order to get, viewers. So if these guys are seeing viewers, who knows who they can go in and take? Because if they got money like crazy like that, if they're worth $900 billion or whatever crazy amount, and they throw $1 billion at the golfers, what's $1 billion to those guys?
Yeah,
nothing.
That's nothing. So all of a sudden, they start to realize we're on to something here. All we got to do is take off more money. So who knows? I mean,
how do you guys feel about the PGA Tour banning the guys from playing, banning the 17 guys who went to the LIV?
Well, and the thing is that they had to come out, I think, in my mind. I mean, they still can play in the majors because PGA doesn't control the majors, I guess is what it is. So they had to come out and say something, but those guys know what they're doing anyway. And really, Dustin Johnson, why he's got to play 12 events, right? I think it is like 12 events or something. So that's 12 weekends, and then he plays the majors.
Right.
That's 4 majors, right? So he got 12, so he's got 16 weeks, and he's making what, 75 million? What was he saying he's making, Joey?
He's made 75 million on tour.
And now he's making how much?
150 million.
So golf has become at this point almost a 40 to 50 week year, right? He's making more money in like way less time. You think he cares about missing just random PGA events? He doesn't care about that. He can play in the majors. You got to suspend them from the majors to hit them because at least they're popular.
So they can still play in the U.S. Open coming up on the 16th.
They're still playing. So to me, you think Dustin Johnson cares?
Right.
He's making that amount of money, and he still gets to play in the U.S. Open.
Correct.
Yeah.
He only has to work 16 weeks a year as far as he doesn't have to do all the travel. I mean, from a golfer standpoint, other than saying the political side, if they can handle that morally, then it's a no-brainer, right? To me.
The Masters is the most popular golf tournament in the entire world, right?
Right.
Does it matter how much if you win it, does it matter who you are regarding how much you're going to take home?
No, I think the purse is set from the beginning.
Okay.
I see somebody walking through that door, Joey.
Yes.
Wait, who's walking through that door?
Girl is.
Somebody walking through that door. I saw that door open in the background.
I have to show you all this. I have to show you all this. This is classic right here. My daughter got a Stranger Things. Hold on. Let me take this blur off.
You gotta stop blurring that screen there.
Stranger Things.
Oh, Dustin.
Nice.
Oh, Dustin.
Got Dustin for her birthday.
Oh, there you go, Al.
Very nice.
L says that's his that I asked her which one her favorite was.
Oh, sorry. It also says this is going old school, y'all. Let me unblur this one more time. It says GPK. What do you think GPK stands for?
That garbage pail.
There you go.
Garbage pail kids.
Yes.
That is
classic.
awesome.
All right, Al. All right, Wendy Winston. Remember Wendy Winston?
Well, I was mentioning, okay, so the winner of this tournament from this weekend, there's a $25 million purse. The winner is going to get $4 million.
Oh, okay.
$4 million. Scotty Scheffler did not make over $3 million for winning the Masters.
Yeah, I mean the money isn't even close, really. I mean,
and they said the person that finishes last is going to get 120,000.
Yeah, I mean it's not close. That's what I'm saying. From other than
just show up and be last.
Show up.
I mean, other than a political standpoint, I mean, if you can handle that part, it's a no-brainer from a golf standpoint because you play less, you make more. That's right. The American dream.
Absolutely.
Work less and make
Nobody want to work.
Nobody want to work.
Nobody want to work.
Great Peter Brown. Nobody want to work.
Nobody want to work.
Yeah, even Dustin Johnson don't even want to work.
Don't want to work, man.
He even only wants to work half a year now. Jeez. What is wrong with this, guys?
Don't let Mr. Brown get on him, boy.
No, we got to send him to
hey, trust me, Mr. Brown, he's signing that deal.
Oh.
He going to the LIV, trust me.
You would be like, Dad, what about the
I would not be. I'd be like, stack them up. Let's start stacking.
Like, sign that.
Sign that.
Why are you hesitating?
No, stack it up.
Get this man a pen now.
Yeah.
All right.
What you waiting on?
What are you waiting on?
What are you waiting on? My goodness.
All right, now we're gonna switch it up for some football. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna tell you the team. Do we want to go with this year? This is for teams who haven't won a Super Bowl. Do we want to say this year or over a 3-year period? What are you guys feeling?
Both.
All right, so we'll say, so the answer will be basically, will they break their winless streak? You say, I feel like they got a shot. I'm on the fence, or no way. So basically we'll go first. So you'll say, I'll ask the teams, and then you guys say, no way, like no way now, but in 3 years, I feel like they got a shot or something like that. All right. I'll throw out the first team. First team, the Texans. Joey?
No.
How about no for both?
No for both.
All right, JB? No for both. All right, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. So all three of us. All right, Falcons.
No way.
Falcons, Joey.
Falcons, no and no.
JB? No and no. All right. We're all three the same right now. All right, Bills.
Yes and
Ding, ding,
yes.
ding.
Yes. Dang.
All right,
Shout
all
out to
three of us
Buttons.
are the same. We're not differentiating.
Shouts out to McCumsky.
Hey man, Buttons said I came after him. Buttons posted on the last show chat. He said he will be in first place in baseball, fantasy baseball right now. And currently he is absolutely in last place.
I'm about to say, Buttons is in last place.
You don't care.
Said,
Right next to
he
Coop.
said, hold on. Let me see. Where is it at?
He is in 11th place as of right now.
Coops and
Oh, yeah. He said, JB, I will see you in the playoffs. Trust me, I am coming back.
oh, there it is. His ascent starts now.
Yes.
But guess what? He did say something real interesting. He did say that I would be in the playoffs.
Oh, well, there you go. We'll take it.
Buttons.
Okay.
Buttons was
All right.
laughing at me about the trash cans too. Buttons, that wasn't me shaking the trash can. It was a damn raccoon out there trying to tear my backyard up.
Old raccoon Rocky. All right, what about the Jags? Oh, you think they got a shot in a couple years?
Yes, they do. I believe
You got Doug
in their
Peterson, but I'm
quarterback.
still giving him. I give him this right here.
So both of you are on the fence in a couple years.
Couple years.
Yeah, I'm like on the fence here right now. Ain't no playing hell and on the fence.
Yeah, I'm still I'm a no and a no for
No
the
and a
Jags.
No and a no.
Okay.
All right, how about the mess of a franchise, the Browns?
Deshaun Watson's not playing this year. Baker Mayfield is mad.
So no this year.
If Deshaun Watson can come around and play, they got a good defense. So
Gladiator. Oh. You're both on the fence for a couple years.
On the fence.
I'm saying I'm going boom and boom.
Oh, what a mess that is. It's looking.
I do not trust the whole Deshaun Watson situation. So
Goodness.
until I know that, I'm still completely off. All right, how about the old ham and eggers, the Vikings?
let you go first out of respect of your boy Uncle Irv.
Shouts out to Uncle Irv.
You better give him 2 thumbs up. Big one.
I will go.
Oh, you're not even on the fence?
This year.
Not even on the fence.
I'll lean it slightly.
Oh, okay.
For this year. The future, the Vikings seem to be a pretty well-run franchise. I will slant it up a little bit more for the future.
So you're like,
Uncle
Irv, this is for you.
Oh, double.
Wow, JB.
Ham and eggs right here.
Where her Uncle Larry doesn't see it.
No freaking way. They're in the bitch with Aaron Rodgers. It's not gonna happen.
I'm here both.
Okay.
They got so many playmakers on both sides of the ball though, that
over.
To me, you're at least in the game because of you got one of the best running back
is known to.
Yeah, he's known to the bed, but
yes, he does. Yes, he does.
All right, the Titans. They won the division last year.
Mm. Oh, goodness, JB. And JB's mans is going to be getting that ball a lot. The king.
Let me tell you why. You have a conference that has all these good quarterbacks. Tannehill is not in the top 6 or 7 for that conference.
Whole lot of superstars on this stage
tonight. And AJ Brown ain't walking through that door. And the king is getting a little older.
So if they're now, then you're definitely. I'm here and here.
I'm this year here.
We're talking about winning a Super Bowl. We're not talking about making the playoffs.
Yeah, but they were a pass away. They had the Bengals on the ropes last year.
They should have won. But that's last year.
True.
That's when they had AJ Brown as their best receiver. This year they have. Give me a name, Joe. Who they got? Give me one name.
Burks, right?
Ooh. There you go. That's why.
All right, Bengals.
Oh.
Up and up.
Hey.
Up and up. So the only team right now we've been all up and up is Bengals and the Bills, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they got Burrow and they got Allen.
Buttons like that.
Yes, he does.
Panthers. Oh.
What are they doing? What is the plan?
Yeah, I gotta go here. I'm trying to come up with a reason, but
the plan is to get Judge back to college football. So he can have good offenses because it's not working.
What is happening there?
You got DJ Moore and you don't throw the ball to him. They got the other guy on the other side. You don't throw the ball to him.
Yeah.
Bobby Anderson, yeah.
Yeah. Gets hurt all of
Gafford, yeah. You feed him, you giving the ball to that guy like you are the coach from them must have him on their fantasy team.
He must.
Because this dude's gonna he's breaking down every year.
And I'm also starting to think, I mean, I believe the Giants were really going after I forget the coach's name. They were really going after him to be the next coach. And I'm like,
Matt Rule.
That Rule. I'm like, why were they going after him?
I mean, yeah, but he turned Baylor around. That's why.
That's Baylor.
Yeah,
but that's all it takes, right?
That's all it takes, man.
He's on the hot seat.
Nice. They're trying to hit that Zach Richardson.
He's on the hot seat.
They trying to get the hot guy, man. The hot one type stuff.
The hot one.
They don't make 500. He's out. If they don't win 8 games, he's out.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, guess what, Joey? They're out.
He's out. You're right.
They're out.
Bye, Rule.
They're out. The NFC South is going to be a 2-man. It's going to be. I mean, the Saints are only in it because they give Tampa Bay all kind of problems in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
But can they beat anybody else? That's the question, right? The Saints. But the Panthers and the Falcons?
Ooh.
Yeah, they're going to be. I mean, we're going to do our little kind of over and under. They're going to be 6 or 7 win teams.
Ain't going to be many Dirty Bird dancing going on in
Atlanta
this year.
Anderson. All right, Lions. Consensus here.
Now, the only way the Lions can make a change if they get one of them quarterbacks from this year young Shroud, you may start to get a little, you know. But right now, no. I mean, I think that at the end of the year they started to play good. They shouldn't have lost the games they lost. I mean, they lost to the Ravens on a 61-yard field goal. They hit the uprights and bounced over, which they should have won.
Yeah. I remember they beat the Cardinals. That was who knocked me out of Survivor.
Survivor, yeah.
Yeah, they knocked me out. I'm like, oh, there's no way they're losing that. So
I think that, and like other teams, who they bring in? They bring in Jameson Williams.
Yeah.
They brought in DJ Shark, who is a good receiver when he's healthy, 1,000-yard receiver.
Their receivers, St. Brown, who we talked about before the show, Shark and Williams.
And they got a top 5 tight end. Hawkinson is the real deal when he's not hurt.
Yeah.
And then you got a good running back and a good backup running back. You got offensive weapons. You got a coach who's supposed to be defensive minded. They got a chance if
biting knees.
Yeah, biting knees, biting calf muscles.
So they could maybe be getting into that fence area then, right?
Let me tell you this right now. If you ever in Florida and it's night and you see an animal that looks like a dog, don't go near it because it's probably a damn alligator. Did you read that story? It was a story when a dude went. He thought it was a stray dog on a leash. He went to grab the leash, and the damn gator took a piece of his calf with him.
Golly.
But first of all, if I see a stray dog in the middle of the night, I'm not going up for that dog. He might bite me.
Here, boy.
Yeah.
Come here.
The gator took a chunk of meat off his leg, bro.
Oh goodness. Where
all right, we got
fonts when you need them.
Cardinals. I'm here for both. I'm not sold.
I will join you.
So much going on with Murray and how his whole.
Well, now you got
when he's winning, he like this on the field doing crisscross applesauce, doing the little Zen thing. But when he's losing, he's like, I'm gonna unfollow the team. I'm gonna do all these problems. So I don't know.
Plus, you got Hopkins.
They are, and plus, how they do. They start off fast.
Yep.
And fade
to black.
All right, last one, Chargers. I'm here.
I believe it.
And we see it.
The Chargers this year have greatly improved their defense. That's you bringing in, you got bringing Khalil Mack. And he gets to play against the Raiders twice a year. The team let him go.
We saw the impact that Von Miller had with the Rams. It could be the same thing that Khalil Mack does when he gets there.
Yeah, they brought in. You forget. Okay, you play in the league in a conference with all these big quarterbacks and receivers and players, and you bring in, Mack, and you bring in one of the top corners in the league too from New England. Yes. They brought in J.C. Jackson.
Yeah.
Right. And they still got my man in the back, and they got some good linebackers, and they got a good old line. They got good receivers.
They do.
They got a good young quarterback. You got explosive running back. You got some. They got all the tools. They're just in a hellified division.
Yeah,
I see them, so I believe them. And once again, I'd like to make an apology to the young quarterback for those awful takes that I took. Again.
Yeah. And Justin, thank you for allowing me to use you to become a champion. Thank you, Justin.
My apology, Justin.
On the flip side, we thank you though.
Thank you.
So it looks like we got 3 teams that we all Bills, Bengals, Chargers, and then we got a couple are on the fence, and then we got a whole bunch of no way.
Not at all.
So we'll see.
You're turning it around. You never know, right? Out of all these teams, that we said no way. The Jags got a quarterback that's supposed to be one of the top rated quarterbacks coming out in years, up there with Manning, Luck, and Elway. So I mean, we saw what happened to those guys. They all had success. So I mean, do you think
we saw with Burrow how quickly it can turn around from, you know what I mean? And they were a game away from winning it. So
yeah.
Exactly.
Natty, if we had this question last year, this time, I'm probably going Cincinnati, maybe
I would have said this
down here and there. Yes.
Yeah.
Now we're all so what a difference a year makes, you know?
Absolutely.
So all right, Joey, you want to get us into our last football question?
Let's do it. So millions. Top 3 quarterback receiver duos in the league. We're going to present our top 3. Are we going to combine ours to see where we are?
We can look at who we think if we all are the same at the end.
Okay. So let's go through the rankings that we have. Chris, what are your top 3 quarterback receiver duos in the league at this moment?
Yeah. So also remember that we took off tight ends, so we're no tight ends in there.
No tight.
You don't have Lamar and Andrews, or you don't have Mahomes and Kelsey. So
so there's a couple that this one's close for me. I'll go from 3, I guess, right?
Okay.
So for me at 3, 3's tough. 3, I'm gonna go because what they did last year. I'm gonna say Burrow and Chase.
Okay.
At 3. 2, I'm gonna say Allen and Diggs, even though both of them dropped off a little bit.
Allen still was the top fantasy quarterback.
Yeah. And number 1, I'm going to go Stafford and Cup.
Okay.
So that means I'm leaving off some pretty good names. Brady being one of them.
JB, where you going?
All right, so this is tough too. So look, definitely for my third, I'm gonna go Allen and Diggs.
All right.
2.
But number 2, I'm gonna go Cup, Stafford.
1.
Number 1.
Ridiculous combination right there.
Number 1, I hate myself for this, but for this year coming up, I gotta go Brady and Evans to start the year. Got to go.
Yeah, I slept on them a little bit, but
yeah.
JB, I'll be joining you in number 1 and number 2.
Okay.
I'm going. The number 1 duo is the GOAT and Mike Evans, and I'm going number 2, Stafford and Cooper Kupp. My number 3, I like to dedicate to my dear Uncle Irv.
Oh, the ham and the eggs.
Kirk Cousins. Justin Jefferson will be my number 3 quarterback to receiver duo. It's too potent not to put up there. I'm going to have to put them at number 3.
So you got them
after what Burrow and
Chase
did last year. And you leaving them off?
I'll see it when I believe it back to back year.
All right.
Yeah, Chase did a lot of big plays.
So who do we leave off? We left off Murray and Hopkins, but for obvious reasons.
Dak and CD.
Dak and CD, which we'll see now. CD as the number 1. What he does. I mean, he's definitely capable.
Definitely Justin and Keenan.
Jalen and Brown is still a big question because we know what Brown can do.
Yeah.
We know what Jalen can do with him.
Carr and Adams is.
That's going to be interesting.
Derek Carr basically getting the Lamborghini of receivers.
Yes, he did.
In the NFL. What will he do? He gonna have Darren Waller right here, Devontae Adams right here.
Oh, he's coming in with
9.5 and Hunter Renfrow right there. Darren Carr, he got his dimes this year, baby.
Oh yeah,
he does.
Derek Carr, you got your dimes. If you can't make it happen with these dime pieces, dude, leave the club.
Derek Carter.
All right, let me throw out a name here. Let me throw out a combo here. I think JB will love. Steve Double will love. Little loves. Tua and Tyreek. JB, you feeling that one?
Okay, so as we saw last year, who was Tua's leading receiver last year?
Waddle.
It was Waddle.
Now, let me do some quick research on Waddle's yards per catch. I said you caught me off guard here, so I wasn't prepared. But luckily, I have
Well, while you're looking that up, let me ask Joey. What is there a quarterback duo on here that you could see? I'm thinking Russell Wilson and Cortland Sutton. Someone like that could rise into your top three. Anyone else? I'm just throwing them out. You got Trey Lance with Debo. You got Daniel Jones still floating around with all his.
He's floating around, all right. He's floating around. Well,
Green Bay, we know he loves to force feed guys, right?
Yes, he does.
So who are your guys? Who you think could be in that top three? We mentioned Dak and CD. I know you love him some CD.
Well, what about the guy that's in Kansas City? You know,
we didn't mention him.
His main horse. Well, his second main horse is gone, and we did see that when his last really good year that Big Ben had. He had a great connection with old Juju. Juju was played some really good football the last time Ben was his season, the last season that he was really good. Juju is 25 years old.
Jeez, that's it.
Juju is got what
he came in the league. He wasn't even driving.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, he'd ride his bike to practices and to the stadium.
I think Juju could go back to being, he could be a 1,300, 1,400 yard guy with 12 touchdowns with Mahomes throwing it to him. I think Juju and Mahomes could make a case to be in there by the time the season is over.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily know if we did this at the beginning of the year, right? If all three of us, again, this is just like the last exercise we did. I don't think all three of us would have had Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp in our top three, right? I think we would have said they have potential, but they wouldn't be locked, right? And I don't know if we would have said Joe Burrow and Chase in any one of our top three. So again, what a difference a year makes, you just never know. I mean, obviously, what you're going to get with Brady and Evans, but even there, Brady still likes to move the ball around. I mean, Evans catches a lot of touchdowns, but Godwin was better than Evans.
Evans has been in the league how many years?
8 years?
I'm gonna pull up real quick. He's been in the league since 2014. Evans has had an 1,000-yard receiving year every year. Last year he had 14 touchdowns. Back to Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle was Tua's leading receiver. He averaged 9.8 yards per catch.
Okay.
Do you see Tyreek Hill blowing up with Tua? I just don't see it. Is Tua a long ball guy? I'm looking at Tua's stats.
What was Tua's at? What was Tyreek's average?
11.9.
Well, wonder about yards after stats. Both of them.
Tua's. Let me look at some of these. Other. I'm sorry, I gotta look at some of the stats that are important. So Tyreek played with Patrick Mahomes. I guess we got completion percentage. Tua's, he could have a long completion percentage. Average completion 7.4 yards from Patrick Mahomes out of those short passes.
Mm-hmm.
Tua's 6.8. I mean, Josh Allen was 6.8, right? A lot of those. Josh Allen runs the ball a lot too. Tua's Josh Allen's long 36 yards. Tua's long touchdown pass was 16 yards.
Oh, geez.
This is with. I'm sorry, no. Sorry, 65 yards. I guess it must be it probably was a broken play, or it wasn't no daggone air yards. Trying to think they show air yards. I had to break it down a little bit further there, but I just don't see it, man. I mean, I don't think that Tua averaged 204 yards passing per game.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna have to evolve if they want to win.
PPR 49.7. Overall rating 9. He had a 90.9. Tua. He had a 90.1. Right. Tom Brady at 102. Stafford at 102. Stafford's at 102 and led the league in interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Burrow 108. Dak 104.
Right.
Rodgers 111. Kirk Cousins was 103. Kyler Murray was a 100.
Rated.
Is him coming out of college? I just typed in who was his comparison, and everybody says Drew Brees.
Tua?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess because he's a smaller guy who completes the ball. But what's separating him from being a Breeze then? Because it's not like Breeze was a cannon.
What's separating him from being a Breeze is Breeze is going to pass the ball and keep passing the ball and not give a crap about what happens. Tua don't have that mentality, or can he afford to be a gunslinger? Breeze was a gunslinger. Those years he breaking records and stuff, but they won't win Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, Breeze, for all that stuff he did, they went to Super Bowl one time, lost plenty of times in the playoffs when they were favorites. Tua, I mean, he got Tyreek. I just don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
really,
we're gonna see because
at least now now you cannot say Tua doesn't have the weapons. So if he doesn't work out now, you move on because you got weapons there. You know what I mean? You got probably Waddle showed himself to be a top probably 30 wide receiver. So
you got a good tight end too. You got a good tight end.
So you got three guys who are at their position are probably top. Gesicki's probably a top 15 guy, top 10 maybe. And then
tight end, he probably a top 10 in receiving. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got two guys in the top 30. So you definitely got guys there. So if he doesn't, then that's, they're just gonna have to move on. But at least they went out and got some guys to try to say we can find out now, is he really the guy or not?
Cooper Kupp had 191 freaking targets. I mean, Matthew Stafford didn't have Google eyes for that guy.
Yeah, but also if you watch Cooper Kupp, he was always open. You know what I mean?
Devontae Adams had 169, and so did Deontay Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's why I was saying Johnson with Trubisky. We'll see. That'll be an interesting because Deontay Johnson's another guy. DJ
Moore was 6th in the league in targets. I just don't get it. But he had 4 touchdowns.
That's weird.
Terrible QB.
Yeah.
All right, Joey, let's you want to get to your hot take. It actually hit last week, millions.
Yes, it did hit. You're all welcome. Did you win anything, JB?
Nah, I just won
No,
two.
because JB played the opposite. Remember?
Finals.
JB played the opposite of what you were gonna play. He played on the what was it, on the basketball one?
Yeah, I lost. Yeah, for some reason too on mine, it didn't even count. I won the dog. I didn't even say I won in the dog bet. I don't know what happened.
JB, that was a mistake.
Mistake. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It finally hit. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
I'll give you your flowers.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But can you do it again is the
now
question.
You need to double that. Now you need to take that money and roll it into that next bet.
Okay.
Yeah, take them three what are those three what were they? Three what? What were they?
300?
Wasn't quite that.
Hey, you got to start somewhere. Remember?
Yeah.
For years, I was putting down like $1 every game.
Nickel.
So,
My granddad used to do
all this.
Bet a nickel on a number. A nickel.
Because I'm thinking about
a nickel.
I'm thinking about a 4-leg. I have a 3-leg going, but I want to add a 4th. But I'm a little confused by what's soccer. I'm looking at a soccer line in the Nations League in Europe.
The Nations League?
The Nations League.
What is that? What country is that in?
There is a match tomorrow, Austria versus France.
Oh, that's the Nations League? Okay. How many leagues of football they got in Europe? They got like it's so confusing.
It's just I'm assuming this is just a warm-up to get them ready.
But it's still confusing. Like even you look at in London, I mean in Europe, in England, they got the Premier League, they got the English Championship League. That team, those two guys, the two teams that the winner of that gets to play in the Premier League next year.
Correct.
And then you got the UEFA League.
Yes.
And then you got the league with you got the leagues with all the actual countries playing in it.
Correct.
And then every country got 2 or 3 leagues. You got the Bundesliga. You got La Liga and
I'm just So each it's basically each country's got their own, right? And then
and then those teams, best teams play, right? Then Real Madrid just beat Liverpool.
In the Champions League, it's like you have to
qualify. So it's like, and then they're playing Liverpool, Real Madrid are playing Saturday. Liverpool is playing Man United Wednesday. Right. And it's crazy. Then who won the Premier League this year? It was it Man City won it?
Real Madrid won.
No. Premier League. I think it's Man City.
Premier League. I believe did Man City win it? Or did Liverpool win it?
Lost, right, on the day of. Right?
No, because the Premier League, they just go by the final standings.
Yeah, but I think they were tied maybe going into the last day or up one or something. I think it was. I forget what it was.
All right, Joey, go ahead. I'll look it up. They got so much stuff here on ESPN for soccer too. Like, what the heck?
Well, so I see. Oh, now I understand it. Okay, so I'm looking at a 4-leg, and I see that it's for the Austria-France match. They definitely have France as the favorites, I believe. But it says home, tie, and away. Plus 380 for home, plus 250 for tie, minus 145.
So in soccer, you can either do what they call Asian handicap, which is you bet.
What?
You bet.
Asian handicap.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Let me see if it's actually on here.
Oh, Man City finished number 1.
Yeah, Man
City won it. Okay.
Yeah, they won it. They actually they finished 29. They finished 29-6-3.
Okay.
And Liverpool finished 28-8-2.
Okay.
Man City had I guess the GD stands for goal difference of They had Man City ended up with 93 points, Liverpool 92.
Okay.
Didn't you say Manchester United's gonna win the Premier League when they got Ronaldo? Did you say that?
That sounds like a
That
joke.
one of your hot takes?
I said they had a shot.
They shot. And then you said that the team where did Messi go? Real Madrid?
Messi went to PSG. They I don't think they didn't have a very good year.
Oh, it's a French league, right?
Yes, it is. La Liga.
La Liga.
No, that's not La Liga. That's France. What's the French league called, Chris? La Liga.
Hold on.
Is it let me see. I think it's this one. Hold on.
La Ligue. So I am looking at.
I think it's La Ligue. I think it is.
La Ligue.
Is it La Liga?
La Liga is.
La Liga is French. It's Spanish.
So is it? Hold on. So I got Champions League, La Liga, Bundesliga.
Bundesliga is German.
German.
Yeah.
Deutschland.
Serie A is Italian. And then the French one is La Ligue or whatever it is.
French.
So
you can in soccer they call it Asian handicapping, where you can bet. Basically, it's strictly just winner or loser. But in there, it's a three-way bet. So you can either bet the tie, which would be the draw there, or you can bet either team. So it's harder because if they tie, you don't win. Or you can bet, they might have a bet on there where you can basically just only bet the winner.
Okay.
But in soccer, it's more popular to bet the tie as part of the bet.
Right. Okay. Well,
Joey, Paris Saint-Germain finished first in their league.
But they exited out Champions League quickly.
Yeah, I mean they're probably gonna roll.
That's different than we're talking about. See what I'm saying, right? The confusion, right? You got they're number one in their league, but didn't do too
well. The
good
thing is that like in the French league or the German league, those leagues don't like where the Italian league or say the English league, they're not as top heavy. So in the French league, you might only have 2 or 3 really good teams. So it doesn't take much to win. So you know what I mean? Where in like say in the NBA, right? In the NBA, there's all really good teams, right? It's probably 10 deep.
Dude,
right?
I'm looking at it. Listen, I'm looking at this stuff they got on ESPN. They got a UEFA Nations League.
Mm-hmm.
They got the UEFA must be European. Then they got the CON Nations League. That must be the Americas. UEFA Champions League, UEFA Europa League, UEFA Europa Conference League.
Right.
So those are the leagues where the teams from the different countries can play against each other.
Yeah, so that's like they would say
that's like when you had Liverpool playing Real Madrid and Man City playing. It's a lot to take in.
They're international, but they're lower. There's like 2 big ones, right? So you got Euros and like the Copa. Those are your 2 big underneath the World Cup for the international.
Yeah, I'm looking at the UEFA's Champion League, right? This is the one that Real Madrid won, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so like some of the best teams, like I'm just real quick, like in Group A, you had Man City and PSG. I had PSG bag for my mom when I was there. You got in Group B, Liverpool main household name. I think AC Milan is pretty well known too.
They're good.
And then this Group C, you got teams I never heard of, right?
Who's it?
I have heard of one, the one from Germany, the Dortmund, but I never heard of the Ajax Amsterdam. Group D.
They're good. They're from Netherlands. They're Ajax.
Yeah. Okay, so Group D had Real Madrid, which everybody knows Real Madrid is, right?
Yeah.
Then the rest of the teams, you never like who? The group that Bayern Munich, I actually been to their stadium in Munich.
You know,
they're always pretty good. And then look, in Group F, you had Man United, which that's Joey's boy on that team, right? Joe, that's your boy.
Yes, that's my man.
Villarreal.
Villarreal.
We had a kid out. We have a kid out of school named this Villarreal. And look, the fourth team in that group was called the Young Boys. So I don't know where they come from.
Young Boys.
Young Boys.
I've heard of them.
So I know Group G they had Football Club in Salzburg. That's a German team. Wolfsburg's a German team. Other teams I don't know. Group H had the Greek team, right? Are they French or Greek? Juventus
is Italian.
Italian. Okay, yeah, okay. Chelsea is English. I know Chelsea's English, and you got a Russian team in there too from St. Petersburg. But yeah, so that's the champions.
Well, so really, if you think about, that's really all that matters, because I mean, obviously people love their own area, but it's so it looks like for us, it would be like for us if the NCAA tournament, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
and
but they
did like tournament in the NIT.
Yeah, so like say they had the WAC conference, you know, like Gonzaga's like Ajax or whatever, like where they roll through theirs, or like PSG.
Yeah.
But then now that they get in against harder teams, now it's where Man City, Chelsea, those teams are all beating up on each other. But that's why they're probably end up being good in the Champions League, because they play so much better competition.
Looking at the Europa League table, that must be like just a step below teams. So I believe this one team, LYON, won something recently.
They're Lyon. Yeah.
They won something. They won something.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, who else is in that?
Oh, a lot of teams I have. Let me see. I'm gonna name some names you may have heard of. Nope. I see one team from England. I think Leicester City. You got the team. This one definitely from Greece. The Olympiacos,
like
you got Antwerp, which that is from
that's
the Brussels.
Yeah.
That's Brussels. That's in a lot of teams from like you got West Ham United. I know that's in their lower league. Are they in the Premier League?
They're now in the Premier. They're upper, but they're so that's just what it is. It's just a lower level of Champions League.
It's so much stuff, man. But anyway, that's just All right, sorry, Joey. I mean to hijack your hot take. Go ahead.
Okay,
Joey. If you're gonna pick soccer, you're gonna get worse odds if you put the draw in play.
Oh, okay.
But if you feel like they're gonna win, then go ahead and take it.
I'm going straight winner on there, Chris.
With the draw in play.
With the draw in play, I am going. So it's a 4-legger. I'm going to take in that Nations League. Austria is playing in Paris. I will be taking France, the money line. France to win straight up.
You wait for Nations League 2022 to 2024. France is playing Austria.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they're in Group A1. I see it.
We're gonna fly. We're gonna come back across the pond to the Bronx. The Cubbies are coming to the Bronx tomorrow. Therefore, I will be taking the Bombers money line -250.
Yeah, that's not a bad bet there.
We will stay in the AL East as with my next winner. I'm taking the Tampa Bay Rays to defeat Minnesota tomorrow. Money line -108. And we will go to the NBA Finals. We're going to go to TD Garden because Klay Thompson is going to score 20-plus points tomorrow night, which gives me +667.
This on FanDuel?
It's all FanDuel, JP.
Which one's your closest? Which one's your smallest odds?
Tampa Bay, -108.
Plus, because they're going away?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sounds good. May the odds be in your favor.
Get
Nobody
your
wants to
money
do that back to back.
back to back.
Back to back, like McGuire and Canseco.
This is gonna hit. Yes, Chris. Come on. I'll give you some of that.
Let's take that bash.
I'll give you some of that forearm right there.
Back to back like this.
They like break each other's forearms. Oh,
Put it back in place.
yeah. Who broke who?
Everybody's in this UEFA Nations League. You got some small countries in here.
Yes, you do.
San Marino, Malta, Estonia,
Ooh!
Liechtenstein,
All countries.
Moldova, Latvia, Gibraltar. You know how small Gibraltar is?
It's very, very.
It's basically the tip. Gibraltar is actually an English like country. You know that, right?
Yes.
Right on the tip of Spain, but it's like English, and it's like it's like a cut.
I'm looking at
Azerbaijan, Belarus. Where did what's his name come from? Borat. Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan.
Yep, they on here.
Is he on there?
Yeah.
He's tomorrow.
You ever heard of the Faroe Islands?
King of the Castle.
Never heard of that, JB.
The Faroe Islands. I gotta look that up. See what it.
He's like, I gotta impress my wife.
Sit here.
Yeah, you got some. I mean, you got teams where I think it's Russia banned. Yeah, they only have a game. They probably ain't let them play.
I wonder when they're going to play again, especially since they're probably going to invade Moldova next. So who knows when they're going to be playing?
Goodness gracious, man! Are they even letting them play?
No, they're.
I'm looking. Every other team in there has a game, except for them, they haven't played.
And
yeah, I think that they banned them from all international soccer.
And I know that is messed up. However, I agree with it because I'm sure that their national team is more closely related to the government there. But I definitely disagree with individual players being banned to compete in Wimbledon. I think they should allow them to play.
Yeah. Well, a lot of stuff going on in this world, man. That was Joy's hot take. And I hope that you got that knowledge tonight. Episode Double Nickel is in the books.
Double nickel.
55, man.
55 wearing 45.
Gibraltar is the size, it's 7 square miles.
Yeah, where you get it? You got a team from there playing international. That's what I'm saying, right? It's like right on the tip, man. It's
right.
It's crazy that I looked this up the other it's not even about 3 or 4 months ago, and I was looking at the map. I was like Gibraltar, and I looked at it. I was like, what the heck? It's actually, and you look it up, it's actually a part. I think it's governed by England. Like everything else here in this world seems to be
everywhere.
Right, you see it. It's right there on the tip.
We govern you.
And the Rock of Gibraltar. They have their own international airport. But yeah, that is right on the tip of the tip of Spain.
This is let me see if he can show you it. Right there. Hold on.
Yeah.
That would be the size of it is compared to where I live. So it's basically the size of like my neighborhood competing at a national level. 7 miles is like square miles is what's like I mean, what is that? What's like I don't even know what 7 square miles would be like in a down, like what's downtown like DC? What's the size of that?
That's a good question.
How many square? Alexa, how many square miles is DC?
This might answer your question. District of Columbia, District of Columbia has a total land area of 61.145 square miles. Additionally, there are 7.
Alexa, stop.
All right,
DC
so
is 61.
Stafford is 4 square miles. Fredericksburg
Stafford County?
in square miles.
And
Stafford County is bigger than 4 square miles, Chris. I hate to tell you, bro.
Yeah, look.
Stafford County is 4 square miles.
4 square miles. What is a square mile compared to a regular mile?
This says, I don't think that's okay. Let me look this up.
Well, yeah.
How many square miles, Alexa? How many square
Texas.
miles is Stafford County?
Virginia.
Stafford County, Virginia has a total land area of 269.05 square miles. Additionally,
Alexa, stop. Alexa just said that Stafford had a area of 216 square miles. So you better check.
I don't know. I mean, I typed in how many square miles is Stafford, Virginia. It says Stafford, then 4.2 miles square.
Okay, so maybe, sometimes the counties may have an area in there that's considered a town.
Right.
So it may be that they saying there's a town called Stafford, Virginia that has that, but the county Stafford is it's bigger than DC.
Yeah, that can't be.
Yeah, DC is 61 square miles, right? Like Mount Vernon, New York. I think Mount Vernon, New York is like 10 square miles, maybe. Alexa, how many square miles is Mount Vernon, New York?
Here's something I found on the web. According to rentals.com, the city of Mount Vernon spans just 4.4 square miles.
Alexa, stop. Yeah. Mount Vernon is 4.4 square miles. So, but yeah, DC it's a lot of people in Mount Vernon too. There's a lot of people in Mount Vernon. To be 4.4 square miles is too many people there. But Gibraltar, the Faroe Islands, man, the Faroe Islands is in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's an island. There's an independent island to the Kingdom of Denmark, and it's right outside of Iceland. It's like I don't know who even lives there.
I'm getting my I'm gonna get my wheel out that I measure yards and measure Stafford out.
Yeah.
If you guys see me around, don't talk to me.
He's gonna lose count.
You're gonna mess up my number.
Mess your count up.
Dang it. Don't talk to me. Don't even look at me. I'm measuring Stafford square miles because we can't get a consensus amount.
Stafford is considerably bigger in land mass to the area of DC, but I guess when it may ask it's in terms of population, right? Because most of Stafford's population is centered by Garrisonville, right, in that area, and just that area in general. That's most of their population is, like Aquia Harbor and that area. North Stafford High School. Yeah. Anyway, DC maybe DC. But anyway, man, there's your geography lesson for tonight, everybody.
There it is.
We give you everything: geography, sports, a little bit of politics, a little bit of opinions, gambling, everything you can imagine. So, episode 55 this week. Next week, episode 56. We could be talking about a crowning of an NBA champion, starting of the NHL playoffs. Who will it be? Would it be the Avalanche and the Lightning, or will it be the Avalanche and the Rangers? A lot going on in the sport world.
You also could be talking about square miles of category.
Yeah, definitely. How about the square miles of Grand Park Middle School?
Yeah.
How much area do we have on our school? Joey, when is your school over for you? Next Wednesday?
Next Tuesday.
Ew!
Kids out tomorrow. Kids out tomorrow.
Kids out tomorrow?
Kids out tomorrow.
Oh, so yeah, man, you're good to go then. So for us, oh wow. So you got 2 teacher work days?
2 teacher work days.
Okay. We are out on Wednesday.
Okay.
Half a day on Wednesday.
Congrats getting through another year, JB.
Same to you, young fella. Same to you.
I appreciate that.
Same to you. All right, man. Y'all have a good evening. And don't work too hard, Chris. And
Nobody wants
until next time.
Nobody want to work. All right, y'all.
Yep. Nobody want to work, Joe. You know how it goes, man. Y'all have a good evening.
All right, guys.
Double nickel, baby. Double nickel.
Remember, if I'm measuring, don't talk.
Yep, let him measure. He got to be rolling right there, rolling that thing. Yeah, keep stacking. Keep stacking.
Y'all.
The other day, Joey, I was walking down the hallway. I came to a class. Kid said, "Man, Mr. Brown's shoe game is a W."
There you go.
He'll take that.
His shoe game is a W. That's all it was.
Right.
Yeah, W.
That's
right.
right.
Thank you, young. Thank you, young fella.
Teach them. Got to teach these young bucks, JB.
Got to, man. You got to, man.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good evening.
All right, y'all. How's y'all tomorrow?
All right.
Go Lightning.
Let's go Rangers.
Oh. Let's go Avalanche. Oh.